Hello, my name is Emiliano Elsing. This is for my Speech 2 assignment for my Communication 101 class. Today I will be speaking about dogs and the many tasks that they do for mankind. Here are my note cards. Dogs. These wonderful four-legged creatures help mankind in millions of ways. When we think about dogs, we may think about the popular internet sensations like Doge or other dogs that go and take over the internet by just running through the grass, having nice haircuts, or just doing very adorable things. But when we think about dogs, we don't ever think about what they do to help us. We don't think about how they help us through canine missions to help save lives and take down criminals, or they don't help or how they help sniff out through luggage and see if there's any illicit or dangerous materials, or even the medical and mental health scene where dogs help many patients, not only patients, but just regular day people like you and I. When we think about this, we have to understand that dogs have always been here to help us, and they are truly mankind's best friend. Understanding this, I would hope to enlighten you today by understanding why dogs are so important in our lives and how we help them out and they help us out. For example, COVID-19. COVID-19 has brought havoc across the whole world. From 2021 through through 2020 and 2021, many people have understood that life has not been normal since these past 2 years. And ever since social distancing came out, that life without another person, another face to wake up and see in the morning has been difficult. And this has brought in the question for mental health and how we can actually fix this. Many people can't socialize, they can't be with other people over the risk of spreading this very deadly disease. Unfortunately, because of this, this also brought up the case of mental health and bringing in dogs. Dogs also have mental health, and especially for dogs that are stuck in animal shelters, they are unable to go and see humans, they're unable to see other dogs, and they're just trapped in cages with no one wanting to go and get them. And unfortunately, this rose because of COVID-19. Many people are unable to have a job or unable to take care of themselves or their pets, having to abandon their pets on the streets or give them to animal shelters even when they were already full. But through COVID-19, this has brought a spark of people wanting to go and adopt dogs now because they were working from home, they have children, and they want something to distract them from what is going on in the world. For example, New York Times by Sandra E. Garcia, an article explains that they want companionship and to not feel alone during this unsettling time and is benefiting our animals directly. This shows that not only do we benefit from their company, that they also benefit from ours, and that we both need each other for to be able to go and work through this tough time. Even Tulane University said that loneliness and depression go hand in hand with anxiety and fear about the dangers associated with the event that made physical distancing possible. I believe that this is very important because this goes and shows how we as humans are so unused to this new normal and this dystopian normal that brought this life to us. Next, I would like to explain the domino effect for how dogs have helped us out through life. We have many different types of emergency service dogs, for example, military dogs, police dogs, and dogs that help out at airports. These dogs help us out so much because we don't even realize what they're doing. We may see a German Shepherd with body armor on, but we don't realize that all the actions that he's doing is to go and assist us through keeping our cities safe. So, and I would like to speak about Riley, who was a golden retriever during 9/11. During 9/11, the unfortunate terrorist attack brought many people under the rubble of many collapsed buildings and through this ground zero area where people didn't know where others were at. And because of this dangerous situation, they had to start bringing dogs out. Riley was, in an iconic photo, was on a zip line to go and be transported from one part of the city to another just to go and help find people buried under the rubble. This not only helped people and for families, for people who passed away because they were victims of 9/11, but it also helped find people that were alive, unfortunately injured, but alive, and luckily to be alive because of dogs like Wright. And last, I would like to talk about service dogs. Service dogs not just like the military dogs, police dogs, or dogs that go and help out like sniffer dogs, but dogs that help us medically. We're talking about diabetes, any dogs that help out with anxiety, dogs that help out with issues with their insulin when they can tell when we have issues going on. For example, these dogs are so important because they keep people alive. And if we interfere, for example, in California, where they have a penal code where you can be charged up to $1,500, for example, intentionally interfering with the use of a guide, signal, or mobility aid user of his or her guide, signal, or service dog is punishable by imprisonment in a county jail not exceeding 6 months or by a fine of less than $1,500. Now, you have to ask yourself, is it important? Is it worth it to go and pet a dog for $1,500? That is usually why they actually even have like a little sticker, or they have a patch where it explains to please not touch the dog, because even for the little bit of time that you distract this animal, that you could be potentially putting the life of another person in danger just because you have, of course, distracted the animal. All in all, I would like to understand for everyone in the audience that dogs have helped us throughout our lives, throughout millions of lives, and have been with us since the start of time, when they domesticated from wolves to what we have now as the different variations of animals. All in all, as well, I would also like you guys to understand, when you ever see a service dog, any dog at all, understand that these dogs have come through huge lineages, and their brothers and sisters, both of like, have helped millions around the globe. And if you ever see one of them, don't be afraid to give a wave or scratch for all the service that they've done to us. Thank you.
Questions?
And here's my one audience member,